Okay, how to beat and deal with every single Oceanid summon and how to beat the Oceanid fight. So as you can see here, I'm going to be using Lisa. So Lisa doesn't really have a lot of good gear. She is pretty much ideal for this fight. If you don't have Fischl, Lisa is free, okay? So basically, we're just going to be using Lisa for the majority of the fight here, okay? I only have Fischl. I'm not going to be anticipating using her too much. It's not a big deal. We only use her for the double Electro bonus. That means we get extra damage on Electro Charged. It's very important for this fight. We're going to be bringing double Pyro because we want the double Pyro bonus, which means we have 25% flash damage bonus, right? Shangling and Amber give us the double Pyro. We need the DPS because this boss fight does have a hard DPS check, okay? The enemies will constantly heal, meaning you need to be able to do more damage than the heal, okay? And there is a little-known time limit. I will show you that later, okay? The time limit means that you have a certain amount of time to beat the enemy. If you don't, the Oceanid will one-shot the unit that's out on the field right now, so it's very important that you have enough DPS to deal with not only the healing, but also the time limit, too. I'm going to showcase the time limit. Don't worry, I'm also going to leave timestamps in the description below, so you can go ahead and see which Oceanids that you have trouble with, okay? I also have a full fight at the end there, so anyways, let's get into the enemies. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the cranes here. You can just go into the middle as Lisa and hold down your elemental skill just to kill them all at once. Otherwise, they only have one move. It's just the water blast that they do. It's really long range. They do have a backdash though, so be careful of that. It doesn't do any damage, it just makes them annoying to hit. Anyways, there is a time limit on this fight, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed up the footage right now and just show you that it does have a time limit. Okay, so at about now, you're going to get a message on top of the screen. Look at that. So it's going to one-shot you, right? You have around 5 minutes to beat each wave, okay? Otherwise, you're screwed. Alright, so here we have the Boars. The Boars are really easy. They only have one move. They move slowly towards you. Their only thing, okay, look at that. So they just dash at you, right? The only thing is that they have a lot of health. So you really have to be careful because the healing is going to be very, very potent on them. Be careful too, because the dash, they can actually curve it, as you can see there. So you do need to, like, wide dash it, alright? Aside from that, they just slowly walk towards you. They're not too big of a deal, right? You can just dash out of the way, right? And just do a little bit of damage. That's all. Okay, so here we have the crabs. These are the main reason why I think it's impossible to do this fight hitless. So as you can see here, they'll just constantly chase you and shoot bubbles at you. Pretty easy to dodge altogether, but you really have to expend a lot of stamina, alright? They don't do too much damage, so you don't have to worry that much about them. You can tank it, really. They don't have too much HP, either. They just move fast and they shoot a lot, but, you know, it's very difficult to, like, fully dodge and have stamina at the same time. It's good if you get them early on, right, because you can just deal with them like this, but if you start getting them later, you know, the DPS really does add up, so you want to get rid of these as fast as possible. Alright, so arguably the most important one of this entire fight is the frog. So the frog only has two moves. It has this linear wave thing, which does a lot of damage, but it's very easy to dodge. And it's got the stomp, which has way bigger range than the actual animation. Watch. Look at that. I was clear out of there, and I still got hit. Most important part about the frog, though, is that once you kill it, it'll create this bomb. It'll charge up and do it a massive, massive explosion. You cannot dash through it, and you cannot jump it. You must be clear of the explosion, or you will get hit. It does a lot of damage. So here, I'll show you. I'll jump, too. Look at that. I still got hit. And I was very clearly out of range. Okay, so the chicken or sparrow is pretty much in the same vein as the frog. It's also very important. Instead of having a linear wave, it'll just do a different stomp. That's it. Right? It still has the frog stomp here, like that. See? Still does the same amount of damage. Same thing. Right? Same really inaccurate range. Also, most importantly, it'll explode like the frog, too, so don't be too surprised when it happens. Look at that, I just got clipped. Anyways, same thing as the frog. Alright, so here we've got the squirrels. These are also pretty easy, but they're quite annoying if you get them later on. So basically, they only have two moves. They have the tail swipe, as you can see there, and they have the tail stomp. That's it. You can dash through both of them. They're pretty easy to deal with. Just be careful. They do quite a bit of damage. That's all you need to really worry about. So I'm going to go ahead and show you here is the double phase. So after a certain amount of time, or a certain amount of progress in the fight, you're going to go through a double phase of enemies. Basically, here we have the Hawks. Okay, they're pretty easy. They're low HP. You can kill them all by holding Lisa's elemental skill. They only have one move. It's the dive. Here we have the Ducks. The Ducks only have no moves. It's actually just walking towards you. That's the whole thing. Yep. They're pretty cute. They just waddle towards you. They deal AoE Hydra damage, meaning it's really not wise to attack them using melee. That's why we use Lisa for this fight. Alright, so we've got Oceanid here. In my opinion, this is probably one of the least enjoyable bosses in the game. It's really easy, it's just not fun. All we're going to do is we're just going to hold Lisa's skill here, just to do some DPS. The whole point of this fight is just to kill all the summons. I got crabs, dude. Come on, man. The whole point of the fight is just to kill all the summons, right? As you can see, every time that I kill a whole wave of summons, it takes damage. That's the only way that you can do damage to it. The enemies will constantly heal, right? And also you have a hard time limit too. So you can't take too long on each wave, otherwise the boss will instantly kill the member on your team that is out currently. So, anyways, after every 2 waves, it'll go ahead and pull down some more platforms, so it makes the fight harder for you. I personally think that this fight is impossible to do hitless because it's, well, impossible to do hitless legitimately. That is without cheesing it with like Venti or something like that, because of frogs, right? So you need a lot of space to be able to dodge the frog. And a lot of the times the game really does not like to give you no frogs. It just gives you a lot of frogs or it gives you a lot of chickens. Both of them explode on death, like this. Watch. I'll go out of the range. Just kidding. I lied. Look at that. I'm mad. Not a fun fight. Very easy though. It's very, very doable. All you need to do is just kill enemies. Alright, so we got a chicken here. It's the same problem here. I'm just gonna pop ulti and just run around, I guess. See, I'd take more care to like dodge things, but really, I'm just here to beat the boss. Melee is not good for this fight, by the way. I'm only bringing Xiangling for the bonus. I'm also supremely undergeared. Let me heal. Oh no. I'm currently, I just entered world level 3, and these aren't really units that I use a lot, so I'm like very, very supremely undergeared for this. It's not particularly the best possible thing that could have happened. I might need to switch to Fischl just to be able to take some damage. I would have gone into this more prepared, but I kinda pulled units that I really wanted to invest in, so I didn't spend any time investing in these units. But as you can see, it's so easy to the point where even though I'm, you know, supremely underleveled and undergeared, world level 3, this boss is still beatable. It's very, very beatable, you know? I wouldn't even consider it a boss, it's more like a weird enemy. You will need to fight this boss multiple times if you do decide to invest in, like, Fischl or Barbara. Where's my Lisa? That's bad. Alright, leave me alone, bud. Thank you. Where's my Lisa? Let me heal, please. Oh. Thank you. Alright. Easy.